It's great when you have a closing that has no problems and you're able to close it really fast, but that's not always the case. What are some common title issues that come up during a transaction? Hi, my name is Omar Erchid. I'm a real estate attorney and I'm the founder of Titletown Closing Group here in Tampa. These are the top 5 issues we often see that will delay a closing. Number 1, probate and death related matters. Number 2, defects in the chain of title. Number 3, code enforcement violations and HOA violations. Number 4, judgments and other types of liens that attach to a property. 5, not really a title issue, but delays due to lenders. So let's start from the top. Number 1, probate matters. When someone passes away, a lot of times the title on the property will remain frozen in that dead person's name, and their family needs to go to the county probate court and get an order from a judge appointing a personal representative of the estate to sell the property. If I pass away today and I leave real estate behind, that real estate cannot legally be transferred to somebody without a personal representative signing off on the deed. That process, in the best case scenario, is going to take about 4 months to 6 months. In the worst case scenario, it's going to be a couple years, perhaps even longer than that. I've been involved in a probate that is still pending to this day, going on 10 years now. Thankfully, I got out of it, but it does happen. Number 2, defects in the chain of title. Somewhere in the chain of ownership, meaning either the existing owner, the seller, or someone who owned it previous to the current owner, a deed may have been drafted that was incorrectly done. Either it had the wrong legal description of the real estate, or it wasn't executed in accordance with the procedural requirements of a deed. So maybe it didn't have 2 witnesses, or it didn't have a notary, or the marital status of the parties. Are they married, unmarried, property homestead or not? Wasn't contained in the deed. If any of those things are missing from a deed, and that's why it's important to have an attorney draft the deed, then that can cause question marks, and the closing agent will need you to go back and fix those matters. Chasing people in the chain of title is not always that easy. It can be several years or decades since the deed was done, and you really have to go and do your best job to hunt them down, or to hunt their relatives or people who had knowledge of the transaction down to be able to clear the title defect issue. Number 3, code enforcement violations or HOA violations. So if someone doesn't cut their grass, either the city or the county or their subdivision's HOA may impose a violation and a lien upon the property for not following the rules. That person, on top of paying the violations or the fines at the closing, has to fix the issue that's causing the violation. So it's not enough to just pay the fine for letting your grass get 1 foot tall. You also have to cut it, and you have to get a letter from the city or the HOA saying that the issue has been remedied, and that can take time. HOAs are often composed of volunteers, so these are not people who are working full-time to get out compliance letters. So that can take time, and sometimes the issue is bigger than just getting your grass mowed. It can be something substantial. Getting a roof replaced, or the coloring or the stucco on the outside of the house may be going bad or discolored, and that has to be replaced. That takes time. You have to hire contractors, and you have to get the HOA out there to give you a letter saying it's been cured. City, county, same thing. They can have local rules that don't allow for debris and garbage to be piled up on real estate, and if they issue a code enforcement violation, that has to be cured. A lot of times, if work is done unpermitted without getting the necessary permits, the county or the city may issue violations that need to be cured as well prior to closing. Number 4, judgments and other liens. So if you have a judgment against you, somebody has sued you in court and they received a judgment, meaning they prevailed in court, and that judgment is for a certain dollar value, they record it in the public records, it becomes a lien on the property. And when you go to sell that real estate, you probably have to pay off that lien in order to give clear title to the buyer. There's different types of liens, but a judgment lien is a common one. There's also mechanics liens, also known as construction liens. So if your roofer doesn't get paid he can file a lien against the property, and that has to be paid prior to closing. If it's not paid or you dispute the lien, that becomes a lengthy process in order to remove the lien from the property prior to closing. That's not something that's going to be resolved in a short amount of time. So that is something that will delay the closing. And then finally, lender delays. This is not really a title issue, but if you're going through a lender, you have a long checklist of different items that you have to get to the lender before they can give you the preliminary final clear to close. And then number 5, lender issues. Not really a title matter, but lenders will often delay a closing because they need to get certain things checked off on their task list. And oftentimes the buyer or the borrower is the one who is not getting these documents to the lender on time. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of lenders out there who aren't doing their job in a timely manner, and they're the ones who cause the delay. But as a borrower, it's your job to make sure your financials and different records and documents get to the lender on time. They're reviewing them, and they're going to give you the preliminary and then the final clear to close. They're also going to be reviewing the title documents, making sure that the buyer is getting clear title, because when they give you a loan on the property, they're securing their loan via a mortgage interest. So they want to make sure that the title is clear in your favor as well. Those are the top 5 things that we see that delay a closing. The first 4 are what you'd call title defects. The last one, not so much, but they all delay the closing. And the amount of time it delays the closing is really varies on the issue. Sometimes it could be something that can be resolved in a few days. And the time it's going to take to resolve these issues really varies. Some of them can be resolved in a matter of maybe a phone call or something that will take only a few days to clear. And then some things will take months, perhaps even longer to clear. So those are the top 5 issues we see delaying closings in the industry. However, with a title company owned and operated by attorneys such as myself, we're able to get around these issues a lot quicker. We're able to draft legal instruments and file in court things that will get you to the closing table and get you there comfortably and make sure that you know that the closing was done correctly. I'm Omar Erchid. I'm with Titletown Closing Group, and I look forward to see you closing your transactions in our conference room.